So, okay, and let's go further. Our third expert, now a little more about sales with Güney Yogurtcu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, hey. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you guys all here coming tonight. Is an effort, of course, and then you look also interested in listening, very interesting. Interested to all my former colleagues here. So, and my presentation is about how to win clients for a business, and it's about sales, yes. The title of my presentation is kind of provocative, maybe, but it's matter of fact. So, and we all want to sell. What do you understand under that? Under this? What do you think that means? And we all want to sell.
We all want to make money.
Exactly. And you?
I didn't hear the first answer, but I assume there's three things. We all want to sell our services in terms of when we work for a company. We want to sell ourselves, be it to society, be it to friends. Well, not to friends, but you know, to gain new friends. And also in our dating life, I assume, until you've got a fixed partner of some sorts.
Okay, you got the idea.
And,
very good. Okay, it's enough.
Essentially, we're selling all the time because we're projecting signals, and you know.
Okay. Next question then. Very good. What is the difference between marketing and sales? Is there one?
Well, I guess marketing is about distribution. And yeah, basically where you place your product, and this is where the sale might take place.
Would you say marketing is also about positioning on the market?
Sales is directly you speak one-on-one to a person, and marketing is more passive.
And if I tell you that sales can also work like that, you make people want to buy, is also sales?
It's probably correlations.
Or marketing?
Yeah.
Or sales? You see, a lot of people don't know the difference because the differences are just evaporating with the new media of internet. There has been no time where marketing and sales were intersecting so much like nowadays. And we have to be aware of that. Because when it comes to marketing, everybody likes marketing. When it comes to sales, a lot of people have prejudices. Oh God, this guy wants to sell me something. Oh God, not again this salesman. Oh man, he called me 100 times, right? And this is, matter of fact, the thing which prevents any sale of any company, and which is kind of a problem of the millennium, in my opinion. Because all the startup companies we have now need to be like a product. High demand, innovative. What was the third thing?
High demand, low availability, uniqueness.
Exactly. And to keep up with this, they have a marketing strategy. And often we have these startup companies selling a product just in a different color. We have the hundreds version of Facebook, Twitter. We have the thousands version of Instagram, Evernote, and people sell it in the tech industry, at least, that app, just with a different cover. But it's the same solution for the same problem. Okay? Makes sense? And why is this time such a time? Why is marketing intersecting so much in sales? Because we have a medium called internet. Okay? How did you sell 50 years ago without internet?
On the market,
Exactly, on the market. What did you do on the market?
talk to people.
Okay, was that marketing or sales? Okay, what was the marketing there? Having the stand, the positioning. Having the ad and the campaign and the strategy behind it, right? What was the sales? Shouting out. Exactly, right? Hey, guys, I got these oranges, 1 kilo costs like that, and they're different because they're from Spain, right? Very juicy. They taste so good, they're so sweet. That's how you sell, right? What changed?
The way people buy things changed.
Never.
Well, a lot of shopping habits now.
Okay, now you click a button and pay with credit card. Back then you just handed over $100 and bought something. Slightly changed, okay. It's more digital. But what changed?
Some face-to-face.
What? Excuse me? First you?
With credit cards, it's people can buy things without, when it comes to physical with money,
That's good.
don't want to pay their money because it's physical, they see it.
Exactly.
But when it's credit card or any other cards,
Exactly.
you don't know they're giving money.
Exactly. We buy without buying. And that's the problem, guys. We sell without selling to. And people buy without buying. Selling and buying is a thing people don't want anymore. It has to be conditioned, moralized in a fine matter. The company has to be aligned with so many things, like charity. It has to be a good company, no child work, all this kind of stuff, right? So you have added to the brand's image another cultural image added to the brand, right? They have to have company culture, compliance, they call it nowadays. Data protection is an issue. So a lot of boundaries which tell you, in the end, if a salesman calls you and tries to sell you directly on the phone, it's not legit. And people have, therefore, prejudices. And why do you think that happened? Big companies can effort an online campaign with $1 million. Can you do? Can you do about your services? We talked about it. Can you put $1 billion on Google Ads? No, you can't. What can you do? 1,000. How many people can do 1,000? 1 million people can do. So you have 1 million people competition. And the people who put 1 million don't have a competition. Because there are not many people who can put up millions. Okay, there's few companies, right? But not so many. So what the problem is nowadays, that we really take distance from direct sales. But direct sales will you, the small startups in business, and I call it small, because even with the $2 million from an investor, okay, you're still small. Or even with your own capital of 10,000 euros starting a company, I started like that, you're too small. For all the funnels, for all the oversaturated ads on Facebook, on Instagram, and so on, you have to do it, yes. You have to influence your environment, your demographics, 2 kilometers, maybe 50, but you can't reach everyone because you have competition, and people forget that. And the only solution is to get out with your sales, to do outbound sales. Would you agree? And this is the thing, no one want to do that active part of sales anymore, because calling 100 times people or going to the businesses and offer your services has been done from so many people that you face right away rejection. Okay? I'm not devil's advocate here. I find Instagram useful, Facebook too. But if you want to have efficient profit in a very short time of period, you should better concentrate on outbound sales. Okay? What do you think is outbound sales? There's an inbound too, exactly. What is inbound sales? All the leads generated by funnels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram lead to a phone or to an email box. And then you have people who are interested. And then you try to close the deal. Now, 1 million of companies do that too. You buy databases, and from, I can tell you, from 1 million addresses you have there, 10,000 work. And from 10,000 you have at the end 100 clients. And it's so valuable for you. When you're a small company, even more valuable. The first client you sold directly, coming from this funnel, is like king, right? But with direct approach to people, and this is back to roots, the classics become now more vital than ever. You get more results. because there's so much pollution. Look at yourself. When you look over a Facebook video, you're interested in something, you have 100 videos of the same platform, just in a different cover. We talked about it. What do? You scroll. You scroll it down. You scroll it up. You scroll it up. Oh, again, another video. Oh shit. Video marketing is the future. Okay, Forbes magazine writes that. Oh, but 100 videos over the same product. What is different? How does it catch you? You're bored. You got caught. You're not bored. Oh, come on. You scroll over it, isn't it? Are you not even distressed by marketing now? People were distressed with sales, calling persons. Now you're distressed with Facebook ads or YouTube, even better. You watch a wonderful film and then you haven't signed for the premium, you get an ad, like nowadays every 10 minutes or something. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it? So, to sell and be effective, as a young entrepreneur, you just have to know one thing. You have to do what everybody doesn't want to do. Because facing rejection and maybe the opportunity or the chance that you don't sell your product and the frustration combined with it, okay? Let all the people forget about the most effective and most important tool of business. Sales. Direct sales. Approaching people, handing out your card, going on the business meeting, doing meetups, giving the people something for free, getting something back, doing viral promotions, right? Having an e-commerce there, dragging traffic will work for products which has been advertised already. It has been marketed already, which people already know often, or which are similar and could work, fashion. But what about your product? You're new to the market. Can work, cannot work. People try, of course. But the only way to assure it is to have contact to your client. So you go out, you call people, you do a rendezvous, you meet them, and this client will never leave you. I can guarantee you that. And for that, you have to know about the psychologic state of the person you're talking to. And we're talking about this now. Okay? First of all, okay, this one. We have to understand a human being. There's the pyramid of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Who does that know? Who's known that? Yeah. This pyramid. Have you ever seen it before? Yeah. Okay. And in which field of business or?
In my university education, this pyramid.
Okay. Can you tell the people how important that is, or what is it about in easy words?
In easy words, a bit like a computer game. Once you unlock level 1, you don't give a care about this. You care about level 2. Once you unlock that, you care about the next level.
I couldn't have said it better. So, when you're facing a client and you're calling him, data protection prevents that. You cannot call everyone. So first you have to have a landing page again, you have to have marketing again. Or you go to business meeting and meet persons and get the business card, that's the easiest way. Or you write an email, or via LinkedIn, you install Lucia, whatever, and Expandi, invite people to give out information for free, a consulting call or something. Or offer them, or try to ask them, can I call you for this matter? And someone says yes, okay? And you call them. Then first of all, you have to know that every person on this planet is programmed like that. Makes sense, right? The hierarchy of needs of a human being are starting with physiological ones. This is the most important for us human beings on the planet. Breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. Okay? After you manage to have all those, and shelter, and then shelter comes. Safety, security of body, of employment, of resource, of morality, of the family, of health, of property. Having a house over your head, yeah? In easy words, when it rains. Okay? Then, after you have secured all that, it's about love and belonging to a group. Sexual intimacy, friendship, family. And then, after you establish that in your life, You have the esteem, self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others. You want to mean something. You're at the level in your business as well where you already sold something and now want to prove that you're long-lasting and can stay in business, for instance, right? And then on the highest level, it's about self-actualization. You're done with all selling, you have $1 million in your pocket, in English, right? And you're about charity. You want to self-actualize yourself. Be creative again, okay? You want to do good, because in our minds, human beings always want to be good. People who do bad things have lived through bad things or are in a situation of living through bad things. And to know that is vital when you call a client. To check out on which level it is. An easy example for that. You call someone, he said, can I call you back in 5 minutes? For me, it always sounds like he got to take a shit, all right? And then has time to come back. So he is in need of doing something, and it's vital for him. There's no way you can sell him something. Calling someone at lunchtime, or approaching someone at the business and going to the business and knocking on the door at lunchtime, how likely will you meet that person and eventually sell something? What do you think? You see? So there are rules in this world we always forget with all these marketing theories. That's the instinctual ones. We forget that we are selling to people, that we are working with people. The whole concept of theory and manipulating markets and win clients, okay, not manipulation, let's say reading, right, and answering to the demands, has one real mistake or is lacking something. It's a human factor. And if you're aware, as one person of that factor, your sales will go through the ceiling. Because once you face what was that? Okay. Once you face a person on a higher level on the pyramid, like a CEO, he has all done his safety for physiological problem solving. He has all that already. So you call the CEO and want to sell him something is different than you call someone who has still to struggle. Does it make sense? So you approach him different. You have to find out what triggers his need to buy something. Not manipulating, not persuading, not Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, and you can persuade everyone. He needs to have assurance, and with wordings you can push through and you sell. No, you have to find out what he really wants through asking. So you ask him, what is your situation? What do you want, sir? What are your challenges in the company? What are your problems? I'm here to solve a problem. I'm selling you something, yes. But if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. It's no problem. You don't have to put up with everything also. Yeah, the sexiest word for a client is often no. I can't do that, sir. It wasn't a fit. Thank you very much. You don't need to sell. And this people forget. They're always behind targets and want to sell and sell and sell and forget about the person. And this person will never buy if you don't answer to his needs. And that's what a good product is doing. But not only the product, also the guy who is conveying the information about the product and is someone who's there for his client. Make sense? So, why do you have bought that shoe?
Because I wanted a white shoe.
And it looks good and it's comfortable, right? So, you went probably to the store, picked it up and bought it. No salesman. Exactly?
No, there was no salesman for this shoe specifically.
Okay, because you were already aware of the brand. So this is the thing, there are two ways of selling something. One, the client has already a desire and you answer to it with a product or a salesman conveying that information of the product. And the second is, what do you think? Creating that desire, triggering the desire. And therefore, the marketing funnels always go on one theory, which is good. We need that too. it has its justification. I'm not blaming marketing. I just say sales has its justification as well, at least equal. Because marketing is targeting people who have already an interest. And then there's also marketing via ads and advertising who create a desire for something. Good. But how do you make sure that this person ends up in your store? Only with you being active in approaching that person first. And that's what you do with sales every day. So the buyer's intrinsic motivations often is benefit, that's the argumentative justification level. Pain prevention and pleasure gain, does that make sense? People buy because often to prevent pain. Sounds funny, right? Or a pleasure gain. You go to the cinema, it's a pleasure gain, right? If you buy a car, what is it? It's a pleasure gain. Pain prevention, what is it? We go to the pharma industry, buy pills. They help us. It's also pain prevention. Then they buy because it's time saving and you have a peace of mind. And this peace of mind is very, very interesting. People also sell with fear. In the insurance industry, for instance, that can happen to you, this can happen to you, this can happen to you. In the end, we don't know if it happens. It can happen. That creates already fear, people buy. Better are persons who argumentative on this sentence here, peace of mind. If you want to have your peace of mind, this product is the right product for you, and with that, you can achieve your goals better. Okay. So there are many intrinsic motivations a human being has that. Some people buy because they're addicted to success, okay? Some buy because of ambition, some buy because they envy different other people. Some buy because they're greedy. So, the buyer's extrinsic motivation, meaning force from outside, being rewarded with approval. Competition influences production conditions, being under pressure, urgency. So this is also very interesting. There's not only an intrinsic motivation to buy, they're also manipulated or extrinsically motivated from the outside. Okay? This I will skip. What is important is the trigger why someone buys. What do you think? 90% of all sales, are they done on an emotional level or on a benefit level? Okay, and which emotion the people are seeking for? Another question, you have a driller, you have a hole. Do you sell the driller or the hole it makes? Or do you sell rather the picture on the wall? With the family, exactly, with the family somewhere in Italy at sunrise, right? Having a nice breakfast. So why wouldn't you buy that driller? You need that picture on the wall to remember that beautiful day. It sounds manipulative, but it's not. The people's reason why they buy something is exactly that picture. And you have to find out about the picture. And then you have to see if it's a fit. Can you give him this picture? If you can't try everything. Sales methods, sales techniques, sales something. If someone don't want to buy it and you don't answer to that emotion, he won't do it. Okay? Except some technological solutions which are run by programs and he needs it. This is not an emotional thing. That's more, again, a profit thing. And efficiency can be also a need or a motivation to buy. What if the client is sophisticated? I talked about that. They mostly have a desire for power. That's kind of a study from the MIT. And CEOs who are on that level have already their safety, everything. They are just in the game for spiritual development or for power. More power and more power. Or they have so much power, they're just here on the planet to evolve spiritually. Meaning doing charity. Look at Bill Gates. Look at all the rich people. They're now at a certain level where they do charity all the time because they are looking for the higher higher sense of life, let's say so, right? Oh, I'm here again. Okay. So, what triggers awareness or desire? We have in advertising, marketing, the AIDA theory, you know all that probably, right? So if you're on the market selling oranges, you have attention, then the attention of the client you shout out, you get him. Then you have to create interest first, like with an ad or the fruit or the product, and then you have to create desire to buy it, and then you have to bring him to action. Yeah? This is like an e-commerce, you click through, and then if the site sucks, you don't buy. If the site is very good and it triggers your emotions, you do the action, and that's the call for action, right? And then you buy. And it's the same thing, again. So, now I want to ask you something. Present, sell yourself, present, sell your company, gather intelligence. This is from Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, right? It's a cliche. I took it exactly because of that. Do you think it's true or false? It's true. That guy was a very good salesman back then, to be honest. But it's not in this time anymore. Back then, it worked like that. Nowadays, it works different, right? But gathering intelligence is the most important tool for your sales. And to create that desire and find out what it triggers, which emotion, is very important. So 5 needs of sophisticated clients. A sophisticated client wants to be admired. The buyer in him wants to trust you. A sophisticated client wants added value, something which eases his life. Is autonomy striving, independence and freedom, right? Seeks for security, reliability, peace of mind, and power. These are the triggers, right? Buying reasons in general is anger, frustration, fear, guilt, greed, status. We had that. And then, you know what? Often, the salesman has also a problem with fear. We come to that. And often, it's the fear of success. It's not the fear of failure, it's the fear of success. We come to that. So, there are 2 ways of selling styles on the market at the moment. This is the arsoning, so the motivation behind that is fear. Yeah, exactly, just a second. And then you inspire people, ignite a spark in them. What do you think works better and is more sustainable? Fear? Fear? Inspire? It's inspire. Inspiration is sustainable, long-lasting. Fear is often a sales, but is due to cancellations, and in the end, the buyer buys, but doesn't trust you 100%. And sales is equal to trust, guys. This is very important. If you go into a sales meeting with a business client, knowing if he doesn't trust you 100% at the end of the meeting, or the second or the third meeting, he won't buy. No chance. Never. And if he trusts you right away, you don't even need to sell, he buys. You trusted that brand, therefore he bought. Makes sense, right? And then content is king, but distribution is Caesar. There are so many people lacking of distribution. They're not following up their sales calls. Follow-up brings the closing. Following up, going out there, calling 100 times, consistency. You get frustrated. You will fail. You get rejection. But this consistency makes in the end the difference between a winner and a loser. Someone who sells and someone who doesn't sell. There's no perfect method. There's not the perfect salesman. I don't claim that. But if you want to claim something, then it's consistency. And know, if you do it consistently, you will always sell. And then it puts up to each other. It becomes bigger. Yeah? It becomes an avalanche. But you have to be consistent. There's not the natural born salesman. Everybody can be a salesman because this is business. Probably the second most eldest business in the world. Yeah? We did it instinctively when we started to exchange goods 2,000, 3,000 years ago. No one needs to teach you something. You just have to be authentic. And this is where I see the problem in nowadays millennial society. People have so much fear of rejection that they are not approaching people in a natural way and are not authentic anymore. They rather prefer to have a mask of Facebook ads, funnels in front of them just to not do that call. But in the end, when the mail comes in, he's like at least 50% sure that he doesn't get that rejection. And then he calls. Why don't you find out before that? You don't need that shit. Just face it, have balls, call the people, say, okay, sir, you don't want, I'm glad to call you next month because I think maybe in that situation, someone died in your company or someone got ill, maybe you need that new phone for the new person, salesperson who is in charge of your sales department or something like that. You understand? There is a no, but don't accept that no. You can call them all the time. You can call them again and again, yeah? And ask the right questions. What is important to you when it comes to your company, for instance? And then it becomes personal. What is important to you, sir? You're leading this company. You want to buy the shoe. What is important to you for the shoe? So it needs to be comfortable. You want to look good. Okay. You do sports?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
Powerlifting.
Powerlifting. I couldn't do that. I myself do boxing, right? It's not for people anymore. I'm too old, kind of old at that, right? But it's like getting rid of stress. Why do you do that sport? What do you think?
Because I've always been wanting to get stronger.
Yeah, there you go, sir. And that shoe will gonna make you stronger, sir. Therefore, for just $60, it's yours, right? You have them. That's it. And if you talk about yourself, boxing and so, then he trusts you, establish trust. There's nothing new. People just forgot about that. People forgot about the most natural interaction we did for so many years, centuries. It's just meeting with people, trying to be not an asshole, and it works out. And that's sales, right?
So we need to target to the psychological need of man.
You just need to be yourself, be authentic, know all that stuff, okay, and have empathy. And it's definitely not about you, your product, your company. It's always about the client. That's the first thing you should know. Yeah, you know that, but people don't do that anymore. They come there, oh, my company is like that. Oh, I have a promise like that. I'm like this, sir. I'm here in business for 20 years. I did that, blah, blah, blah. Did I tell you something about myself? Did I tell you which success I had, which company I have been when I approached this stage? No, but now you're listening to me because it's something valuable for you. And it's the same thing. You just need to do naturally what you have done for years. Interact with people. And if that emotion is triggered, if that desire is there, it's a sell. And if not, you want a friend. You want a referral. Someone who says, hey, this guy, he knows everything about white shoes. You go to this guy, you buy from him. That's it. You don't push the guy. If he says no, it's a no. Is that no in 3 months a no? Maybe not. You can try, you can call again. But not, hey, have you thought about that deal? Hey, I just want to listen, to talk to you again. We had such a nice conversation. How about your powerlifting? Is it still working the way you want? Or are you more on pizza now? Right? Be just friendly. So, motivations. Blockade number 1 of salespersons is fear. Okay? Also, so the client fears, you fear. How do you gain trust? Yeah, I know. How do you gain trust? So, you have to work on yourself. Whenever that fear pops up, you make it silent. You silence your fear and move. If you don't send any ships out empty, they will not coming back loaded. If you don't call, that's why I said content is king, distribution is Caesar. If you let the people know that you are existing and in person with a voice, then no one will buy anything, no one will come. And you and your company or yourself will fail, right? Which fears do we have and how do we get rid of them? So fear of failure, exclusion, anxiety, fearing to be alone, fear of rejection, fear of loss. The most important for salespersons is fear of success. You won't believe it, but the reason that people don't believe in themselves and have really a problem with being on a stage and being applauded is the main reason why the sales in the end just is not a sale. You know why? Because if you're sure, the client is sure. If you're sure of yourself, of your product, that it works and you stand behind it, the client immediately senses it and he's willing to buy it if that emotion is triggered. This is the second step. If you're not, how shall he buy? And this is the problem. If you don't say no to the client when he says, can I have it for 50 bucks lower? Then you're not sure of your product 100%. You don't sell about value, but sell about the price. And then he gets unsure. And often when you go too much down with the price, what does the buyer do? He doesn't buy. Because of your unsureness. So you have to work on yourself. You have to work on your fears. Then, to motivate yourself as a salesperson, you have to swarm. Swarming motivates. That means you have to have other persons to talk about it. You have to people. You have to socialize. A salesperson being alone on his route is lost. You need interactive meetings like that, for instance, right? And know your value, be different by being authentic, that's what I said already. Please skip that. Consistency is the most important thing. And these are my tips, and with that I finish the presentation. The term always be closing, do you know that? Of course, it's one of the main rules of salespersons. There's a film even about that, okay? Should change into always be yourself, okay? Do not put up with everything. Sometimes buyers are liars. Would you think that's true? They don't want to buy, so they make up a lie, okay? Don't believe that shit. Say, okay, sir, you don't want to buy, I can understand, but hey, we're talking about $100, meaning if you don't buy that now, I understand you don't want to buy it, it's fine, let's keep friends, maybe you can refer me, I won't call you for that again, in 3 months when I call you, maybe you have someone who would need it. Is that fair? Right, it's fair, that's cool. And you have some person again, yeah? Personalize your product, call it crazy deal. What does that mean? If you sell something, take a connection to that. I sell that bottle, I said, hey, you know what? That bottle I drank when I was in Brazil on the Carnival of Rio and have a certain memory of that. Maybe this bottle becomes a memory for you, sir. Just costs $2, right? Personalize it. So people can feel attached to it. And with that, I conclude. Thank you very much for being here. If you want to know more about sales in an authentic style, in more natural style, you can ask Thomas for my telephone number, and we can talk about it. I'm working at Forum Finance now. I've been in tourism for about 10 years, and in sales like 16 years. I've been country manager of a startup called Take Walks, which is now making over 25 millions a year revenue. And we started with niche tours, walking tours, which were back then a crazy deal, right? And very new. And we made it all happen with selling the tours online and had our distributors. But we kept them on board and built up a portfolio with selling on the tour in person, like I just have shown you in an authentic way and just being ourselves. And I hope you're gonna have some need of these infos I gave to you, because I also myself been on so many sales seminars and been through so many techniques and methods, that I got polluted with that. And when in the end, I took all that information as a basic information, but not as me, and put it all aside and be myself again, sales worked out, and really worked out. So I hope you liked the show, and thank you very much. Good evening.